How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to Continues to Tick. So what's something in your life recently that's reminded you that time passes quickly? The first thing that pops into my mind can very well be the reality. We're now going to be in February tomorrow. And given that February is a short month, and even shorter this year with the 28 days versus the 29 in a leap year, which next leap year is in 2024, if you were curious. I guess we could say we'll be finding ourselves in March here fairly soon. And that's time passing quickly for you. But it's actually not this at the moment for me, surprisingly. That makes me recognize how quickly time can pass. It's actually now knowing that the youngest member of my family, my younger sister, just turned 21 this past weekend. And although super stoked that my younger sister is now of drinking age, which we all, at that age, are always super excited for. Bring on the margaritas. Maybe the Jack and Coke. Well, just like that, poof, went my parents' children's childhoods. All of them. And just like that, all of us in my family are all now officially adults. And maybe some of you may be thinking, well, isn't 18 not that age? And it is, definitely. However, 21 just hits different than 18, doesn't it? And sure, 25 can seal the deal for that adult life, as a few adult things still require this threshold. But regardless, we all will soon get to that age where all we do is begin to just age. No more exciting age-related milestones. And I guess what I'm really trying to say here is that there are a few moments in life where we periodically are like, wow, time has really passed. And this to me is one of them. Looking at old family photos is another. And for perspective, another was or continues to be visiting my parents every few weeks, as we don't live super close to each other, and seeing them age. More and more, it seems, each and every time I get to go and see them. That one in particular is a hard one for me to get used to. Will I ever get used to that? But to switch the tone a bit, you see, time is actually forgiving. It really is, until it isn't anymore. When I was younger, I truly felt I was able to do anything I wanted. And honestly, at that time, I probably could have been. We all could have been, if we fully committed and tried, which is the crazy part. The unfortunate part to this deal is you're just too young at that age to recognize this ability. Thus, it's not until as you get older, you begin to recognize this. And by then the clock has ticked, and it's likely too late to go back on the timeline of your dreams. So you create new ones. As you age, you begin to recognize that time is truly finite, and you begin to experience what this means. And because of this, your goals become finite as well, losing many of them along the way. And with this idea comes this week's topic, which is that stagnation is the silent killer to our future goals as adults. And given that this is a dividend portfolio series, we'll apply this to our financial goals specifically, but just know this can apply to many, if not all of our goals in our lifetime. Hesitation and contemplation then ultimately leads to the harmful characteristic of stagnation, creating this inability to move, inability to do, inability to work on or accomplish our goals. And mix this with time, and you begin to really formulate the recipe that really only points us in the opposite direction of what we want, making it easier to freeze in our attempts to complete our goals or avoid them altogether. You see, not having goals is bad enough already, but almost just as bad as having goals and a vision for them, while only getting older and having the inability to accomplish them. You can look around you, and it's really not that hard to see how much stagnation impacts our lives in a negative way. We often let time get the best of us, and I'm guilty of this too. We often wait for tomorrow. We say we'll do it later. Gotta do other things first. This stagnation then leads to us not actually doing what we want to accomplish in life. If you want a financially stable future, do the things that you know you need to do in order to accomplish this. Pursue that promotion, increase your income, go back to school, start that side hustle you've been thinking about. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Do the things you've been hesitant on. Don't wait. Time is forgiving, sure, until it's not. Stagnation will lead to never attempting, and ultimately, never doing. One of my all-time favorite quotes is from the book The Road by Cormac McCarthy. How does the never to be differ from what never was? In my interpretation, this means how does the never occurred differ from the never attempted? And that's a good question. When I see time pass, it makes me happy because it means a lot of memories were made and goals accomplished. But it makes me sad also, knowing that it closed the door on many that could have happened, but didn't also. With this said though, I know this may be a flawed way of thinking because in actuality, today is the most important day in our lives and whatever happened in it, because it is the now. But then I also think, wait, today is tomorrow's yesterday. Oh, wait, what? My brain hurts. And oh yes, finances. This is a dividend channel after all. Don't think I forgot that. But I do hope you enjoy some of these other talks too. Life's deep, man. Life is deep. And fun. Don't forget that. And now making way into the Jesse's cash flow portfolio to show you the portfolio's last week's performance in a time where the markets are definitely volatile. And I'll show you here from the past month's performance in a bit. But currently we sit at $47,393. And yeah, it feels like we're walking up a sandhill. Every step we take two back, but we continue to funnel. We continue to do our part here. And this is with an overall return for the portfolio of 33.94%. And just to give you a little better view here, you can see for the total gain, we're at $6,000, $6,696.23. And from earned dividends, ding, we finally passed the $1,000 mark of all-time earned dividends for the portfolio, which is really neat. So despite this market turbulence, I guess you can say, we are a dividend investor after all, and our dividends continue to be paid out because that ultimately doesn't matter on the day-to-day basis. So really cool milestone. And as our earned dividends continue to go up, unfortunately our market gain continues to go down. As for that, it's at $5,693.99. And if you're curious about the last week's performance, it was a relatively flat week, somewhat in the positive. We had a 0.80% return, which equates to a total gain of $373.33. And just to show you how we've been performing over the last month, hasn't been too great. Here we are in the red of 2.59% with a total negative loss of $1,232.32. And just going back to the all-time chart here for a second. So I showed you last week, we were kind of going down and we continue to go down and slightly we're going up again. But ultimately, this is where we are and we're all in this together. So you're not alone. But on the bright side, if you are a dividend investor, sure, we may be dipping low, but as I just showed you here, we continue to earn dividends. And honestly, that's really all that matters. Nothing about building my financially stable future has changed. And just heading into the dividend activities section here, you can see we started the week off on January 26th, getting paid by Cisco, $1.97, and also on the same day getting paid by Comcast, $2.62. And I guess 26th was the lucky day because we also had our $500 deposit, and we also had our small funnel, but a funnel nonetheless, of $1.86. Snow is snow, is what I used to say, and I'll say it again here. I'll take any snowball action because technically it's money that isn't mine to begin with. Going back into my portfolio. So that's going to be it for this week's video. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. I definitely had a nice time celebrating my sister's 21st birthday. Went to a really nice winery here. It's not something I do often, but it was a cool experience. And I know she definitely had a nice time. And I guess just for some news, on February 1st, I'm starting my master's in nursing program. So wish me luck, as I plan to accelerate through it if I can, but regardless, it's opening up another temporary chapter in my life. But like we were talking about in this video, If there's something you've been wanting to do, do it. Don't let stagnation take over and ultimately impede your goals, impede you from obtaining that future that you have for yourself. Because I know each and every single one of us has a picture of our futures. If not, you probably wouldn't be on this channel. I think the one thing that kind of pulls us all together here is that, yeah, we live for today, but I think all of us can say we do live for tomorrow. So as time continues to tick, I'll continue to be here and we can all do it. And just as we made it through 7 days, I'll see you here in another 7, and nothing will change. Just like this portfolio, the story continues in all of us. And I'm looking forward to seeing you here next week. As always, take care.